Well, Converse. Would that be something where I can find some amazing team recording material? Because I really need to have some great audios and video call tools to make some great team calls. So, Steve, would it be possible to find it there?
It would actually at Commsverse, yes. I was really good because you didn't know you were going to be actually front and center then, did you? I'm sitting there playing with the controls and cheating away. Shall I throw the date up? Guys, just in
Yes.
case you don't know, June the 26th and 27th.
And who will be there? Where can I find my material?
Oh, you need to go to the website. Or best thing to do, quite honestly, is go to commsverse.com or just do Commsverse 2024 in Google. And there's a few other those search engines and things. There's a whole bunch of new ones, actually. My team is sitting there talking about all kinds of stuff. And I'm going, but there's only Google, is there not? Is there a few more than that? All right, good. Anyway, this is Commsverse TV and welcome. We're at episode whatever we care. And we have with us Andrew Bissett. Hey, Andrew, how you doing?
Hey,
Hi,
Andrew.
Stephen and Oak. Good to see you both.
Cool. And what is it? It's a Monday. No, it's a Friday today. You see, I've got recordings this and Monday. Friday today. You're set for the weekend?
Very much so. And the weather's pretty decent in the UK, which is rare. So we gotta appreciate it while we can.
Oh,
You
well,
are lucky because here it's rainy.
yeah, we're sitting in Germany at this point in time, and yeah, not pleasant. We're traveling around the world doing these things. Well, a few hundred meters away from Belgium, but there you are. Yeah, so not so good. And you are going to be at Commsverse for the second time.
Oh, we absolutely are. So last year being our first, it was our early entry into getting one of our first devices team certified. It was brilliant. It really was very good. And what we loved about Commsverse is having a good mixture of both end customers as well as resellers.
Yeah.
But then we only had one device to showcase. So this year is going to be super special because we have a whole host of additional devices that are now team certified. And we've got some preview things that we'll be able to show too. So very much looking forward to Commsverse this year.
We'll be going on to that. I do remember you guys. You were like the one-trick pony last year. You're right. That one bar. No. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. All part of the fun. Well, okay, why don't we start off? It's Andrew Bissett, originally from northeast of England, travelled around a little bit. That accent is definitely not northeast. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Of course, thanks very much. So as you touched on, I was born in England, up in the northeast. I now live in the southeast, but I grew up in South Africa, hence the accent. But I have officially lived in the UK longer than I ever lived in South Africa. So I think I'm officially English, apart from when we're playing rugby, because when it's rugby, then I'm South African.
That I understand. And I'm guessing, why did you come back to England? No, let's not get that one because it's bound to be a woman or a job, one or the other. But I'm guessing the weather was definitely not part of that.
The weather wasn't, but I had two little girls. They're all grown up now, but it just got to a stage where moving back to the UK was best suited for my girls.
Why does it always to be a woman to come back for?
He came back with three of them with the sounds of
with
things.
Three of them, actually.
No, I think family does make people travel. That is true. It's where the priorities are at the time. So I get that. And would you stay in the UK now? Is this it?
This is it. We've definitely made it home, and my girls are settled down. My oldest is married already. So yeah, we're definitely staying here. Although we do travel back to South Africa whenever we get a chance. Really good place to go for a holiday. But from the UK, you've got all of Europe, actually the rest of the world to travel to too.
That is true. Anouk, you done South Africa?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I need to put it on my bucket list.
Yeah, it's on mine a little bit as well. I've never done that either. So that's pretty cool.
Maybe we need to find a conference there to go to.
Find a conference to speak at somewhere in South Africa. We can do that. Any excuse. Just less dear. It's only South Africa for the weekend. We'll be good. All right. Tell us about the company, Andrew. So DTEN, you deal with Microsoft team rooms, I guess, and equipment. That's what you've just said. So.
Yeah, so a bit about DTEN. I've been with DTEN for 4.5 years. So it was just as we set up our European Operations Center. So the company is headquartered in San Jose, California, and we are a hardware manufacturer. We build video endpoints. And you know, our flagship device launched about 5.5 years ago, and we've got about 150,000 of those in the marketplace. They are all-in-one video conferencing devices. And actually, I suppose just a bit about why did we go all-in-one and what is an all-in-one. I'd like to think we kind of revolutionized the idea as an all-in-one device as a complete video conferencing solution. You had collaboration boards and things like that before that, but something that could be used as a complete standalone all-in-one video conference device. That was our flagship.
So the device behind you, is that the all-in-one device?
That is, in fact, I'm actually very fortunate. I've got two of them behind me. In fact, this one that I've got over here, I'm really just using as a dumb display today. That was our first generation of device. And we're now on our third generation of the all-in-one. It's called the D7X. And I've got my third generation provision as a Microsoft Teams room. I say that I'm using this just as a dumb monitor. It kind of goes back to why I'm really so excited about Commsverse. Obviously for everything Commsverse offers, but it's going to give us a chance to be able to showcase not only our 55-inch all-in-one as well as our 75-inch all-in-one, which is also team certified. But earlier this year, we entered into the bar space. And actually, that's what I've got here. I've actually got our bar. I've just got it plugged into the other device with the Mate controller. And by releasing the bar at the beginning of the year, and the fact that we got team certification about 2 weeks ago, that's how recent it is. We are so looking forward to be able to show everybody what we have to offer there. And I think on top of that, we've also got some sneak previews of other devices that are in the roadmap.
Sneak previews. We like sneak previews. Come on then, give us some secrets.
Oh, this has been recorded, so it won't be much of a secret.
No,
but maybe
I suppose not. So you're tempting people. Come to the stand at Commsverse and find out some pre-release stuff. See where the ideas are going. I get that, but why another bar? I mean, I'm using all-in-one devices for my customers because they are just so much easier to use. And yes, everybody says, but if something goes wrong, you lose the whole thing and all that. But quite honestly, there's so much intelligence in the bars anyway. You end up sort of, if something goes wrong around that space. So the all-in-ones, I do fully understand. But why new bar? What's unique about your bar?
I think maybe just to answer the first part of that. So with the all-in-ones, you're absolutely right. I mean, we are big, and I probably say we're pioneers of the all-in-one. So big advocates of it.
Yeah.
But then what happens is, and you get that simplicity, easy to use, easy to deploy, easy to manage. But there are times when customers have either invested in existing screens, or they're looking for unusual size screens or unusual size room layouts. So having the ability to have a bar that is literally plug and play as well, connected into one of those screens, does make sense. But I suppose, why another bar? We were late to the party. We launched our bar beginning of this year. We launched it at ISC, and at the same time there was 7 other bars launched. Okay, we're the only one that won Best in Show, but so
you won Best in Show. Nice.
We did.
Because that means you then go to Barcelona and celebrate. We got Best in Show. Party. There's no better place to go to win Best in Show. I get that.
It's very clear Steve wants to go back to Barcelona.
No, I want to go to ICS because I did ICS last year, and I'm into audio and video and sound recording, and it is the place to go and catch that. But anyway, Best in Show. I took that away from you. I didn't mean to.
No, not to worry. Please don't detract from the fact that we're coming to Mercedes-Benz World very soon, which we're really looking forward to. And actually, do you have a Best in Show? Because we'll be going for that one too.
That's a very good question. I don't know the answer.
Oh, we need to ask that find out. Yes.
Hey, Mark, do we have a best in show? Yeah, he's a little far away because he's still in the UK and we're not. But yeah, it's a good call. I'll find out.
But Steve, I think maybe just to finish answering that question, you are right. There are a lot of bars out there. I think because we're late to the market with a bar, it's allowed us to do a lot of leapfrogging. So not only does it have the latest chipset, so it's properly future-proof. It is an Android-based bar running Microsoft Teams rooms for Android. It uses DTEN's own operating system, which is currently based on Android 12. So that you're going to get the longevity. And with that chipset, you also have the ability to upgrade beyond Android 12.
Gotcha.
What we've deliberately done is the bar itself has originally been certified as a Microsoft Teams Room small room solution, but it has a 12 microphone array, big speakers, so it is also scalable. So very soon, or we're already in the process of going through team certification for a medium-sized room. And then later on, we'll be able to add on additional peripherals in order to get it certified for a large room solution. So there's a lot of things that make it unique, but probably the one key bit that makes it very unique, when you are mounting a bar solution, typically if it's an interactive screen, you'll mount the camera above, just to avoid those compromising camera angles. Likewise, if you're using something like front row, you would lift the screen up and mount the camera below to keep the camera in eye level height. But if you go for dual screens, why not turn it vertically and mount it vertically between the two screens, keeping the camera perfectly in eye level height?
That's
so
very
very
cool.
unique. I believe it is the only bar on the market that you can mount vertically. It's also, you do get some bars that are BYOD only. We are huge advocates of a native experience. So you walk into a Microsoft Teams room, it's one click to join. But it also has BYOD as an alternative. So if somebody wants to plug their laptop in, it's an extension of the laptop, gives you access to the camera and speakers. But it really is a native first Microsoft Teams room.
So does it go round and round and round, and like a plane? And give it a try. Give it a good spin. No?
Steve, you say that jokingly. So this is currently mounted on a stand, just purely for demonstration purposes, just to show how easily it can swivel, and the camera immediately swivels inside. But admittedly, it's not designed to do that. When you install it, you'd either install it above, below, or vertically. And it comes with a wall mount bracket included in the box, or a screen mount bracket as an optional extra. I'm very conscious that I have 10 or 15 demonstrations on this every day. I know it's only a matter of time before I break that mechanism inside of it, because it's not designed to be spun around. So if it wasn't connected by a wire, I probably would spin it around a little bit more.
I was thinking to myself, I went past some fashion shop and they had these spinning fans that have the video running on them. And I was thinking that it was so unique. It spins around and also becomes the presentation screen for your PowerPoint, as well as a speaker bar. But obviously I was going a little too far.
People are getting crazy if they see things like that.
True. Can you imagine?
No.
You say that. So those are the Hypervision holographic displays, and they are really, really good. We know the team over there very well, and effectively it is a display. We love an immersive experience. We haven't quite gone to the holographic phase yet.
No,
yet.
Yes,
It's coming.
Get there.
Talking about doing things like that, so we are huge advocates of an immersive experience, and Teams rooms have evolved so significantly over the years. There's a huge emphasis on an equal experience for those that are physically in the room, those that are joining remote, things like IntelliFrame. And hey, the meeting room is not exempt from AI. So actually, this is a Microsoft event, so I kind of feel I have to say Copilot.
You have to say once, yes, but that actually means you now go lower down in the SEO. for the search index, so can't help it. But there you go.
Oh, sorry. But talking about that, so an immersive experience and using AI, that is, it kind of alludes to one of the sneak previews that we'll be showing. So things like in a Microsoft Teams room, typically you would have one camera. It's at the front of the table, and it captures everybody simultaneously. Using IntelliFrame, it very intelligently cuts up individual people. Sorry, not cuts up, that's a bad word. It gives you individual headshots of each person. But what happens if you could do that with multiple cameras? So DTEN has the View Pro camera, and it's currently in early beta phase on Microsoft Teams. But literally, the cameras just slot onto the side of the all-in-one device, or they can be plugged into the bar. And it then brings in 5 camera feeds from different angles, and it's combining DTEN's AI with Microsoft's IntelliFrame, producing the best quality images, very immersive, at the right eye level height. And because it's at the front of the room, it creates such an amazing natural experience for people in the room, because when you're talking to a remote audience, you're going to glance towards a screen where you can see them, and the camera will then pick up perfectly eye on, or people sit on the opposite side of the table, the other cameras pick them up. So we'll be able to show that. It's not yet team certified. It's working through that, but at least we can show a little preview, and that is going to evolve so significantly over the next few months too.
That is going to be so much better to follow hybrid meetings then.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Nice.
So that was actually one of my next questions. How do you deal with all of the fast-changing world of Microsoft? But you already answered it, or a little bit of it. So yes.
Oh, and thanks for asking that as well, because you are right. It is changing at a million miles an hour. And as a hardware manufacturer or an OEM, it's important that we work very closely with the Microsoft team, either assist or help shape that, but just work with, and most importantly, ensure that our hardware is ready to deliver all of those new features and functionality that Microsoft bring.
I think that the same thought was coming in my head when you talked about bringing a bar in, and we said another bar, and as you said, there's still 5 or 6 or said you was released in ICS, so there is still a market there. And of course, as a new bar comes out, then new technology and new capability, and so yes, they've got a shorter and shorter lifetime. But I think meeting rooms are also developing so rapidly with new ideas, and the virtual thing, we can obviously talk about being there or not being there, but the quality of people's face and that expression and that 80% body language being transmitted is so crucial to be able to get there. And of course, so you can't just have an all-in-one device without having the ability to break things down, do bigger rooms, smaller rooms, etc., etc. We've just been throwing some around one of my customers, and we're up to 85-inch on some of the really big screens, and they kind of take over the place. And of course, because you're actually looking for a bigger room, you need more peripherals to be able to make that smooth, that kind of cuddly kind of room effect, rather than feeling like you're in an auditorium all the time.
You're absolutely right, but I suppose, as Anik said, things are evolving and developing.
Correct.
Customers' needs are evolving and developing. This whole post-pandemic era, it was a case of we had a video enable a lot of our workspaces, which was really good, and I think that's where the all-in-ones work so well. They're a very easy way to deploy and video enable, but still enable and maintain really good quality. But then later down the line, companies are realizing more spaces need to be hybrid enabled, but they've got less people in the office, and it's a case of, well, how do we reshape the office? So that flexibility that you get, or that flexibility that is needed, it really it's very important, and that's why there's such a big market for the all-in-one devices as well as the bars. That ultimate flexibility, and like I said, not many of them can actually be mounted vertically between 2 screens, so you have content on the one and video on the other.
and it can spin around and look like an airplane. I think it's cool. Actually, of course, what happens is the screens flatten out so that it can. No, let's not go there. That's fine. They could become the wings. I know. I've got an active imagination. So let's get on to something fun. So you're doing Commsverse. It's your second Commsverse, which means you've had some idea of what swag everybody else gave away last year. So what swag are you bringing this year?
Do you know, I was hoping to be able to share it with you, but this is, you know, I'm in sales. So as much as I talk about how you position things, our marketing team are keeping it very secretive. So I'd love to drop in some teasers, but not only are we looking to dazzle you with the technology, but we will absolutely have swag available at Commsverse. I'm just not 100% certain exactly what that will be as yet.
So, Steve, you just need to go and check out when you are there.
That's it.
Got it. That's perfect. So let's talk about the company DTEN. I mean, does it stand for something?
So when the company was first founded, our CEO came from a touchscreen background. So the company started trading as DTEN. And we are an American headquartered company, and I think the Americans do like their acronyms. So we did shorten it to DTEN. Do you know, and this call is being recorded, and I've just said that out loud. Never mind. Once it's recorded, it's out there.
So what you meant to say was the marketing team decided to rebrand themselves as DTEN so that people could fit it onto business cards easier.
That could be a big influence in reading.
It's quite nice, and it fits on shirts. It's quite cool, actually, because it made me think, I wonder what you guys did. D for display. You've got two of those great displays behind you. It's actually very valid.
Yeah.
But DTEN's good. Nice.
And I think an important part, you know, when the company was first started, very simple goal. We wanted to improve the meeting room experience. You know, when you walk into a DTEN Teams room, you get greeted by a Teams room for touch. Simple, one click to join a pre-scheduled meeting. Alternatively, you might want to start a meeting on the fly. Sometimes all you want to do is screen share, so you can cast from your Teams desktop client straight onto the display. Other times you want to start a whiteboard. But as much as that's great that you can do it all from the all-in-one, you could simply pair a controller with it as well. So it gives you the convenience of being able to control your Teams meeting from the table. Or if you are wandering around, you know, for me, for example, whenever I present anything, I need to annotate. And if I can't physically annotate over the top what I'm talking about, I feel like I've got a hand tied behind my back. So while I'm busy annotating, I can still control the meeting from the screen. I don't have to go back to the table where the controller is.
No, that makes some sense. And the customer support, the customer focus obviously is very key to you then when you talk about simplicity, easy adoption, swap it out and not training needed, that kind of stuff.
You're absolutely right. I talk about easy to manage. So device management, a lot is then done through Teams Admin Central Pro Portal. DTEN have also introduced our own device management platform. It's in order to offer that next level of support. So we have a global support team. You can log a ticket either by reaching out through chat, directly through the device management platform. Once our support would then respond. If they need to do some enhanced diagnostics, not only does the platform already do that, but they can then extract logs from a device if there's a technical problem. They can even escalate where you can summon an engineer to remote onto the device at a very distinctive, predetermined time. The customer sets the boundaries. The engineer has to be there for that time. If they overrun, it will automatically shut them out, and they can never remote back in again. But really, just to elaborate a bit more on that enhanced support that is available. Over-the-air updates, either through Teams Admin Center Pro Portal or DTEN's Orbit platform, escalation with support, even giving support access to the device if need be. And likewise, we have warehouses around the globe or through our channel partners. So in the event that a device is faulty, we can send it out directly, send out a replacement directly.
So if people ask does DTEN stands for, high quality products with easy use and high quality customer service.
Absolutely. Do you want a job?
No.
A nook in sales. No.
No. That won't work.
But nice, but yeah, we'll put that one together. That will be the advertising slot for the recording. There you are. All nice one covered. All right, good. So this is the second time you've done Mercedes. So did you do the driving around the high-speed tracks and stuff last time?
Do you know what? I'm a huge Mercedes fan. You know, I might have built my Land Rovers, but my Mercedes cap is up on the shelf there. So I'm a very big Mercedes fan. So I had every intention to get on the simulators, to get around the track. But honestly, last year was so busy for all the right reasons, I didn't get a chance to do so. So hopefully we will have more of our team present so I can then sneak away and get to do a lap of the track.
Best thing to do is get it booked, and then you've got an excuse for leaving.
What are you looking forward the most, to the conference itself or to all of the cars?
that would be telling. But honestly, I am honestly and truly looking forward to both. I think just from a business perspective and a product perspective, we have so many exciting things that we want to show off, talk about, but also the attendees, you know, the whole Microsoft ecosystem and the specialists. So just being able to talk with peers, talk with partners, and so many end customers being present as well, feedback from them. And then hopefully I'll be able to find some time to get a trip around the track, because I do kind of get lost in their showroom as well. So.
Nice, aren't they? Yeah. Well, I think you have to make the effort and see what happens. We haven't got Maureen here, because when Maureen and I did it, they actually had to ask him to move to one side because it was a little bit too slow. So can you tell him to pull over? Steve's coming through. Yeah. And I keep saying that on all the videos, so don't let Maureen forget that one. Maureen is he wasn't here today joining us, but he's normally online with us as well. So yeah, part of the fun.
All right. I mentioned earlier I'm in sales, and salespeople are naturally very competitive. The worst thing to do is to put a salesperson on a go-kart track or on a skid pad, because they have to be up front. You know, if you're not winning, then you're losing. So
yeah, that's true. But that skid pad is probably a great place to put a salesperson in their place, because it's not as easy as it looks.
I'm sure it would be very, very humbling.
It is. It's incredibly good fun and incredibly difficult to do, especially when they just turn off traction control. Damn, they just laugh. But there you go. It's an experience you can't do anywhere else. So there we are. Mercedes World, Commsverse. The dates: 26th, 27th of June. Come and see DTEN. They have got a few surprises. Some new stuff around their AI and their immersive vision on their cameras. And of course, they've got something special to give away, but they're not telling us what it's going to be. So their swag will be fun. I'm going to let names go on. So I'm going to let Andrew have the last word in a minute or two. So he's going to say the final words before we finish the last video. I know, anything else to say, because you're actually going to be at Commsverse presenting this year.
Yes, I will be presenting one of the sessions, and also the Commsverse TV together with Maureen and you.
Correct. Commsverse TV will be running live from the show. We've got 7 one-hour shows going off, so we're going to have some fun there with speakers and other suppliers joining in.
Never done things live like that, so I will be curious for it.
It'll be good. And Andrew, if you do your Mercedes run, come and join us on the show and tell us all about it.
We definitely will do, and very much looking forward to it, and also appreciate the chance to talk about it in advance. Look forward to seeing everybody at Commsverse.